I watched your guys' episode yesterday, and there was just a comment on when we're talking about this economic stuff. And I don't think Dan, you intended it like this, but you made a comment about going into the Christmas season that those markets are going to be hit, and like in my experience, I grew up on a farm in pretty middle class America in a very small rural town, and like Christmas shopping, 100% that is important. You want to put more tree presents under the tree. But as some people who have, again, expertise, I'm just curious how like the two big markets are doing with Trump's sort of first part of his term, with people in this part of the country kind of care about gas stations and grocery stores. Like that's it. Like if my dad can't get his diesel at a fair price for farming, and if my mom can't get the meat at a fair price for cooking the harvest dinners, then they're angry. So like that, I think, is the finger on the pulse of the middle America. And I don't know how that's been doing because I don't really know where to look for those economic kind of
Well,
points. So
well
I think
said,
it's a
Travis.
great,
You speak for tens of millions, Dan.
yeah, it's a great point, Travis. All politics is local. And those are two issues that, as you would say, in your community are very important. Gas prices are down. It's great. I filled up our car the other day. I was like, I'll be damned. I haven't seen gas this low in years. And then number two, though, price of beef is up, I think 80%, right? And we like red meat, four boys in this house. And noticed the same thing when I went to the grocery store. So as I said before, usually the answer is in between, right? I don't believe with Donald Trump it's the greatest, golden age ever, and I don't believe with Democrats that the world's collapsing. There's some good, there's some bad. You hope for the best.
Sean.
I'd just say, look, I think your point is exactly the finger on the pulse of what most people do. If you walk into the store and you look at the price of beef or the price of eggs or the price of milk and say, wow, that's 10% more than I paid last week, then that tells you everything about how policies are impacting the country, right? When you drive down the street, gas is a little bit of a one-off because of some external factors. But my point is that, policies matter, and you can see that every day at the grocery store. So you are the best indicator of how things are going. And if your mom is telling you, hey, we're going to have to cut back this year because prices have risen so much on X, that tells you everything, versus if she comes and says, hey, get here early because mama cooked an extra big bucket of this and dessert's going to be flowing, how the economy's doing. But that to me is always the biggest tell. Yeah. People themselves, when they go to the grocery store, they don't need a government statistic to tell them that.
Want more great clips like that? I've got an idea. Hit the subscribe button, be part of the Two-Way community, never miss a clip, and you can always watch our full episodes, join them live, go to twoway.tv.